But now we have the Blunt Amendment. And not only does this open up a Pandora's box, it opens up a very dangerous policy. It allows insurers and employers to simply say they have a moral problem with something and they don't have to offer a list of services. Maybe they do it because they really have a moral conviction, but you can't really prove it. Maybe they do it because they want to save some money. We don't know. But it opens up a very bad situation. We have to table or beat this Blunt Amendment. It's very, very dangerous. And how about having it on a highway bill? I still can't get over it. When I first heard about it, I thought, what does it have to do with highways? Maybe it says you can't take a birth control pill when you're driving on a highway. I mean, there was no connection, and there is no connection. But the majority leader is right to get a vote on this. I'll tell you why. It's holding up our highway bill. We can't get off dead center. We've been on this bill days, and we can't get off dead center because my Republican friends want to vote on contraception and women's health care on a highway bill. So we're going to do it, and hopefully that will signal our goodwill to move forward with this bill. 2.8 million jobs are at stake. Our bridges are in desperate need of fixing. We have 70,000 bridges. I think, is that the right number? 70,000 bridges is the right number that are in very bad condition, and 50% of our roads are not up to the standard they should be. And we've had stories of bridges crumbling. We've had stories of highways in trouble. And I'd say to my friend, I'm winding down from my remarks at this point. So we shouldn't be stuck on this bill. I could proudly say that Senator Inhofe and I worked in the most remarkable bipartisan way to get a great bill out of our committee. The Banking Committee did the same, Senators Johnson and Shelby. The Commerce Committee got a little stuck, but they're getting unstuck, and we're moving forward on that piece. And Finance has done an excellent job of finding the funds for us to fill the trust fund. Mr. President, I want you to think in your mind's eye of a football stadium that hosts the Super Bowl. Think of what it looks like when it's jam-packed with people. It's about 100,000 seats, right? 15 of those stadiums could be filled with unemployed construction workers. So think about what that would look like. 15 Super Bowl stadiums sold out, every seat filled. That's how many unemployed construction workers we have because of the housing crisis. This bill will put them back to work. In a bipartisan fashion, we have protected the 1.8 million jobs, and we create up to another million jobs. So I can't believe we're discussing birth control on a highway bill, but such is life. That's the way it is. If that's what we need to move this bill forward, I'm happy. If we have to move on some other issues that are not germane to the bill, I'm even willing to do that, because that's really what is at stake here. What is at stake are construction jobs. What is at stake are falling bridges. I mean, I don't have to tell my friend the effect of a falling bridge. We know it happens. Senator Inhofe is eloquent on the point that he lost a constituent who was taking a walk, and a huge piece of a bridge fell and killed her. I mean, this is not the way to run a country that is the #1 economic power in the world. And I'll tell you, if we want to stay the #1 economic power in the world, we can't be stuck in traffic and have all that congestion. And it's billions of hours and billions of dollars lost because we're not keeping up with what the image that was painted for us by Dwight Eisenhower way back when I was a kid, when he said, we need to have a network of highways that run seamlessly across our nation and connect us one to the other, a national highway system. And we can't lose that vision. We can't. There are some people who say, oh, why do we need a national system? Let's just have the states do it. No, this is one nation under God, indivisible. We need to be connected. When the imports come in from all the various countries, from the Asian nations into Los Angeles, and 40% of our imports come in there, we take those and we put them on those trains, buses, trains and trucks, and they get shipped out all across America to every state in the union. They go. And that's commerce. That's called commerce, interstate commerce. So we need the roads to be ready, willing, and able to take that kind of traffic and not have a situation where so much is added to the cost of transport because there's so much congestion that we begin to lose our effectiveness as an economic power. And that's, frankly, where we are, because not only do we import, but we export. So we got to take those exports and get them to the various coasts, the East Coast, the West Coast. We have a lot of opportunity to go to the Gulf Coast. So if we don't keep up with this national system of highways, we're in trouble. And this is a great bill. This bill is a reform bill. We take it down from a lot of titles to, you know, a couple of dozen titles. We don't overspend. We keep spending at current levels. The Finance Committee has done its job to help us fill the trust fund for 2 years. And last point I'd make before yielding the floor, because I know my friend from Georgia is here. He is my very good friend, and I know he has some remarks he might have on another subject, or on this one, or another subject. And he's going to talk to me as the chairman. Okay, so we have some work we want to do. So I'm going to close it here. But what I want to say is this is really close to an emergency, and I don't overstate it. The entire transportation program expires, Mr. President, on March the 31st. That means all of our states are going to be hit with an end of a program that's essential to their people, to their businesses, and that's why we have 1,000 organizations representing millions of people, from the chambers of commerce to the AFL-CIO, to the granite people, to the cement people, to the general contractors. I mean, seriously, the AAA, it goes on from A to Z, 1,000 organizations that are behind our bill. And they're not going to look kindly on a situation that we could come to, which is that we don't have a bill. And you can't just extend this bill because the money is not in the trust fund anymore. It's not like past years where you could extend it. The money's not in the trust fund. So if we have to cut a third, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of workers that will be laid off. So, Mr. President, I want to again thank the Majority Leader Reid because he's getting us off center here. He's getting us off that line. We're moving forward.